Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Making a Bracha Hatov V'hamaitiv on wine at a meal. So many of us may be familiar with the Gemara bracha with Nuntet that talks about making a bracha on a second cup of wine that one has at a meal. Gemara says that person goes out his wine, then brings out another bottle of wine, and he's sitting with another person or with a group or with a family. He should say Hatov V'hamaitiv. How many of us have ever seen that happen? How many of us have ever been at a table where someone actually opened the second bottle of wine and said Hatov V'hamaitiv? So it's a bit of a mystery. So the Gemara talks about it in the Tedim Brachot, Rashi, Tosfos, Rosh. It's a real halachic sugya. It's brought down in the Shulchan Aruch in Kuf Ayin Hein Orach Chaim, volume 2 of the Mishnah Berurah, to the halachot of Suda. And yet there must be something that we're missing if we don't say this too often. So Malambit in the Sefer does have it as a very practical halacha, and not some rare bracha. Yes, it could be done several times in a meal. So what's the background here? So the Gemara talks about it. The Shulchan Aruch paskins that there is a mitzvah to say Hatov V'hamaitiv, but there are several factors involved. One has to be that you're with another person at the meal. Hatov V'hamaitiv implies you and another person. God's good to you and to others. Okay, that's fine. So it's not when you're by yourself. It has to be that the wine is not an inferior wine. Doesn't mean the wine is an amazing new wine, a very high award-winning wine. Not necessarily, which cannot be clearly a lower level wine, but if it's a different kind of wine which has its own values and its own unique taste, then that would be fine. And we said Bor Pirgafan on the first wine, and then that we have in mind the second wine, so we don't need a Bor Pirgafan on that second wine. You just make the new bracha of Hatov V'hamaitiv. So there's plenty of wines during a meal that we bring out that are not inferior. They're considered to be better. So if you have two wines from the beginning of the meal, one nicer wine and one less wine, you should say Bor Pirgafan on a nicer wine and cover the second wine, because you should make the bracha the Haviv, the more beloved wine. So okay, but still, even with these limitations, you need a second person. It needs to be a nicer wine, or at least not a lesser wine. There should be plenty of times that we make such a bracha. So what are the limitations? Why is it that it's so rare that we don't say it? And after analyzing it, should we actually say it more often? It's Hashem part 2. We're going to look into the different variables involved and try to understand halacha l'maaseh, how to proceed here. Shalom.